Hello, dear friends, welcome to our YouTube channel, USA Football Zone, latest football highlights. For 64 consecutive World Cup qualifiers, Brazil's home ground was not merely a stadium, it was a fortress. We are speaking of decades. An entire generation of football fans had never witnessed Brazil lose a single home qualifying match. Their record was astonishing: 51 wins, 13 draws, and 0 defeats. This was not just a statistic, it was a testament to absolute dominance. Often, opposing teams would mentally concede defeat before their bus even reached the stadium. But on November 21, 2023, the impossible became reality. Their fiercest rivals, the newly crowned world champions, Argentina, arrived, and they did not come merely to play a match, they came to win. This is the story of how extraordinary tactics and indomitable resolve brought down an empire and ended one of the most incredible records in modern football. That night did not begin with the beautiful game, it began with violence. Before a single ball had even rolled on the pitch, chaos erupted in the stands. Clashes between Brazilian and Argentine supporters escalated into violence, and a heavy-handed police crackdown only served to pour fuel on the fire. From the pitch, the players could only watch in horror. Argentina's captain, Lionel Messi, noticed that the players' families were also trapped amidst the pandemonium. His goalkeeper, Dibu Martinez, a man who typically stands guard in the defensive zone, even attempted to leap into the stands to confront the police. This was not the prelude to a football match, it was a catastrophic failure of security. In a rare and dramatic move, Messi led his entire team off the pitch. He made it unequivocally clear that he would not play the match until his supporters and families were safe. For 27 agonizing minutes, one of the world's greatest rivalries hung on the brink of cancellation. When the teams finally returned to the field, the atmosphere was devoid of festive energy. Instead, it was tense and fraught with uncertainty. The stage was set not for a game, but for a battle. And in any battle, the side that is most organized and ruthless is often the one that prevails. So, how did Argentina achieve this feat? To understand this, you must understand their coach, Lionel Scaloni. He is the man who transformed Argentina from a group of extraordinary players playing Messi into a powerful, cohesive unit that played him. That was the secret, for when Messi was on the pitch, victories did not come solely through his individual magic. They were triumphs of the entire team. As Scaloni built this squad from the ashes of past failures, he forged a team that was pragmatic, defensively robust, and fiercely loyal to one another. The 2021 Copa America final, another 1-0 victory against Brazil, played in this very stadium, served as its true foundation. That victory instilled confidence in them. The World Cup triumph made them feel invincible. By now, they no longer merely to win, they were absolutely that they would. For this match, Scaloni deployed a standard 4-4-2 formation, yet, the manner in which he utilized it was anything but standard or conventional. Comprising Mac Allister, De Paul, Fernandes, and Lo Celso, the midfield operated like a swift, aggressive, and tightly knit machine with a singular objective: to dominate the center of the park and deny Brazil any space, time, or opportunity to catch their breath. The outcome of major matches is almost invariably decided in the midfield, and this game served as a prime example of that axiom. Brazil then, under the management of Fernando Diniz, expended every ounce of their energy attempting to assert dominance over Argentina through man-to-man marking. They swarmed any player in possession of the ball, committing a total of 26 fouls throughout the match. Their strategy was predicated entirely on disrupting the flow of the game, a tactic that ultimately backfired. Argentina's midfield did not merely play, they fought. They battled for every inch of the pitch as if it were their final, sacred ground. Rodrigo de Paul, known, for good reason, as Messi's bodyguard, was the linchpin of this battle. He was an indomitable driving force, fighting with every ounce of his strength. Enzo Fernandez demonstrated a calm composure and a profound understanding of the game, while Alexis Mac Allister ran tirelessly, delivering the right passes at precisely the right moments. They refused to bow to any pressure, they absorbed the pressure, drew fouls repeatedly, and slowly but surely seized complete control of the match. Due to Brazil's tight man marking, if any Argentine player managed to outmaneuver an opponent, significant gaps would open up. Argentina's midfielders were masters of this craft. Through quick passing and intelligent movement, they navigated the initial wave of pressure. Although Brazil was busy committing fouls, they were unable to win possession of the ball. Argentina maintained absolute control over the ball, patiently disrupting Brazil's game plan while carving out opportunities of their own. They waited, despite Argentina's dominance. Truth be told, creating clear-cut chances proved difficult. It was a brutal and scrappy affair. Constant fouling and mutual animosity made it nearly impossible to play open, fluid football. At halftime, the score stood at 0-0. The scoreboard showed a stalemate, but it was evident that Argentina's game plan was unfolding to perfection. It was working. Scaloni and his staff had identified a weakness. Despite Brazil's physical prowess, they could be vulnerable in set-piece defense, and Argentina, a team filled with tall players and adept at delivering precise passes, knew this was their chance. They didn't need 10 opportunities, they needed only one. The same pattern persisted in the second half. Brazil grew more desperate and retained possession for long periods, yet they could not breach Argentina's disciplined defense. The champions waited patiently, absorbing the pressure and taking everything in stride. Throughout the entire match, they managed only one shot on goal, but they were about to make it count. In the 63rd minute, Argentina won a corner kick. Giovanni Lo Celso, whose delivery posed a constant threat to the opposition, stepped up to take the kick. He delivered a magnificent, curling ball that landed right in the heart of the Brazilian penalty area. As the ball dropped, amidst the ensuing chaos, one player rose above the fray, a warrior facing the most memorable moment of his life. And who was he? Not a striker, not a superstar forward. It was Nicolas Otamendi, the veteran centre-back known as the General. Otamendi attacked the ball with a powerful, unstoppable header. The ball flew past the goalkeeper with the speed of a rocket and crashed into the net. For a fleeting moment, the Maracana Stadium fell into stunned silence. Then, from the small contingent of Argentine supporters, a thunderous roar erupted. 1-0. This goal was the culmination of indomitable resolve and tactical brilliance. The defender, a symbol of the team's fighting spirit, had just delivered the decisive blow. It was the perfect conclusion to Scaloni's entire game plan. In a match defined by chaos, it was a memorable moment of sheer brilliance. If you enjoyed this in-depth tactical analysis behind this historic victory, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more strategic breakdowns of the world's biggest matches. Scoring the goal was one thing, holding on to that lead was something else entirely. Witnessing their historic record on the verge of being broken, Brazil poured all their players and energy into the attack. But this is precisely where Argentina's champion mentality truly came to the fore. Led by goalscorer Otamendi and the indomitable Cristian Romero, their defensive line took full command of the situation. They rendered their defense impenetrable. Goalkeeper Dibu Martinez, who had been little more than a spectator for most of the match, maintained the unshakable composure for which he is renowned, retaining absolute control of his penalty area. Then, in the 81st minute, Brazil's frustration boiled over. Substitute Joelinton received a straight red card for a reckless challenge on Rodrigo de Paul. Just minutes after entering the pitch, reduced to 10 men, Brazil's hopes began to fade rapidly. With a numerical advantage and sheer mental fortitude, Argentina navigated the final moments with absolute professionalism. They were calm, ruthless, and they got the job done. The final whistle blew. 1-0. History made. This defeat at the Maracana was not merely Brazil's first ever home loss in World Cup qualifiers. It marked a seismic shift in the balance of power within South American football. It served as a resounding message from the world champions. Their success was built upon something far greater than the talent of any single individual. It was a victory for the collective, not for a solitary star, a triumph of strategy, not merely of raw talent, and a victory for a powerful, united squad that truly feared no one, not even the stadium itself. Argentina did not simply bring an end to a 64-match unbeaten streak. They shattered the very aura of invincibility that had enveloped Brazilian football for an entire generation. They achieved this with courage, intelligence, and unwavering faith in their coach's game plan. They stormed the opponent's fortress, faced down the chaos, and returned with a victory that will be talked about for decades to come. The fortress finally crumbled, and the hammer that shattered it was in Argentina's hands. What do you think was the most crucial factor behind this historic victory for Argentina? Scaloni's tactics, the battle in the midfield, or perhaps the pre-match chaos that only served to steal their resolve? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.